I just finished watching UFC Fight Night, Whittaker versus the Ritter, and man, that was such an interesting fight card. But let's start at the main event. Reinier the Ritter defeated Robert Whittaker in the main event over 5 rounds. It was a close split decision fight, and I just want to say, first of all, I got my pick right. But second of all, that fight was so sloppy. It was such a weird, goofy fight. Both guys got gassed out. Both guys were looking real tired and sloppy, and it really ended in like a clinch fest in the 5th round. Yeah, man, this is not how I predicted the fight to go. I thought Reinier would develop his jab a little more and use that more prominently, but instead, Reinier the Ritter's main weapon in this fight was his knee to the body. It started out pretty standard for a Whittaker fight. He was looking fast on the feet, darting in and out, landing that jab, landing that 1-2 at will, and he was pinging RDR around. Reinier was getting tossed all over the place from the forces of Whittaker's punches. In the first round, I was like, okay, that's a pretty clear Whittaker round. But Reinier was shooting the takedowns, and Whittaker was making it look easy, stuffing them. And in the second round, Reinier kind of started picking it up a little more. He started landing more knees to the body. Boom, beat knee to the body. And, he just took that second round with the activity. I think he hurt him at one point with against the fence. Reinier kind of hit him with a knee and Whittaker and some punches, and Whittaker kind of crumpled to the ground, and Reinier kind of took over from there for the rest of that round. And it looked really bad for Whittaker because the way he stood up at the end of the second round, I was like, oh, he's tired. I didn't think Whittaker would have issues with his cardio, but he looked slower, and he looked like, oh man, this guy putting a pace on me. In the third round, it was kind of the same. Reinier kind of started walking Whittaker down, bringing in a dogfight, just landing more punches, knees against the fence. And it looked like it literally was a frame-by-frame perfect recreation of that Dricus finish on Whittaker, where Reinier kind of hurt him kind of stunned him with a big knee to the body, and Whittaker started retreating. And Reinier's chasing after him with some winging punches, not really landing too well. And Whittaker gets against the fence, and Reinier starts kind of landing a couple punches and a knee, and then boom, Whittaker throws a huge, like a fucking haymaker, just get off me type of punch, and clobbers Reinier's chin, spins his chin around, and Reinier falls to the ground. It looked like Whittaker was about to get a finish here, but he just wasn't able to. Reinier just tied it up, threw the legs up, defended well, and when Whittaker got up, he looked tired. He looked slowed down. And not to be like, oh, Whittaker's gas tank looked terrible. He did slow down. Okay? Both guys looked tired. But Whittaker slowed down way earlier. He started doing less and becoming more sloppy way earlier. That's kind of like what lost him this fight. Because both guys were kind of tired, but Reinier would still be pressing forward, still throwing that kind of jab, that weak jab, and man, I was disappointed in Reinier's jab. I thought he would game plan with that intercepting jab and just kind of develop his jab more. But he kind of throws the same jab over and over, just kind of put it out there, not really to land any damage. It's just to put points on the board. And he did land that jab on Whittaker a lot, and I thought he would, kind of copy Dracus's homework, but he didn't. He did way more sloppily. He was throwing a head kick, and it was mixing really well to the knee to the body. It was just a knee to the body. And Whittaker was looking tired. There was a point in the third or the fourth round where Reinier started getting the takedowns really easily, really just able to control Whittaker on the ground. And I think in the third round, near the end of the third round, Reinier got him down again. And there was moments where Whittaker could just stand up, scramble up, but he didn't have the gas for it. It looked like it kind of felt like watching it. It was like, oh, I could get up here. He knew that, but he was like, I could leave myself open if I do that, so I'm gonna just stay on the ground and kind of ride the round out. And I was kind of disappointed in watching that. And in the fourth and fifth, it got real sloppy, and it was kind of Reinier's fight. He was just able to do more, throw more volume on the feet, threaten with the knee to the body, I cannot stress over how big that knee to the body was. Reinier was just able to, bah. Every time Whittaker got near the fence and he wanted to throw back, Reinier would meet him with a knee to the body right underneath, and it really discouraged Whittaker because his gas tank was already lowering at that point. It was already fading, and the knees were just sapping away at it. And yeah, Whittaker just didn't really have any threat for Reinier de Ridder after 2 rounds, and it was really disappointing to see. I was like, man, is Whittaker declined? Because his gas tank didn't look good. His durability didn't look that good. He did look like he was stunned by Reinier de Ridder at some points. And yeah, man, Reinier gets it done. And the rest of the card was okay. I didn't really watch too much of it. I was kind of busy. But Petr Yan, he puts up a masterclass against Marcus Mcghee. This was a classic Petr Yan performance. Really. He stood in a phone booth with Marcus. Slow first round. Marcus took the first, obviously. And then second round, Petr got to work, man. He got to work with the left hook right hand, with the 1-2 combos. And he looked real good out there. Marcus had a terrible game plan as well. He wanted to do the Thai boxing, let's stand in front of each other, you throw a combo, I throw a combo. And why would you ever do that against Petr Yan? Why would you ever try to attempt that? That's his bread and butter. Petr Yan is so good at that, and Marcus just let Petr Yan fight his fight, and he was getting wobbled all over the place. And in the third round, it was when Petr really put it together. Marcus really just had nothing for him. There were some moments where he would land a couple shots, but they would be on the hand, they would be glancing, they would be slipping away. And yeah. And near the end of the third, Petr Yan hit the Asotogari trip. It was so beautiful. Like he was looking for it earlier in the round, but he was able to get it. And just a perfect way for Petr Yan to have a Petr Yan fight. And after the fight, he gets on the mic. I'm very happy. My son, come to cage, please. And then he does his little whistle. Yeah, just a wholesome Petr Yan performance. This is what I needed to kind of have a good Saturday. All right. And Shar Magomedov, he looked good here. He looked good doing I didn't do a prediction on this, but I thought he would look good just, playing that keep away game. And in the second round, it didn't really look that good for him. Mark landed that big, booming overhand right, just marauded on Shara, fucking snapped his nose to the right, and really stunned Shara. But he was able to stay in the fight, and in the third round, just kind of piece up Marc-Andre Barrios, he's just a marauder, man. He's such a marauder. He just walks forward with his high guard, just taking shots, and it was an easy Shara decision. He looked good, man, Shara. I didn't think he would have that dog in him, but when he got hurt, when it was time for him to fight, he came to fight, and he out-marauded. He defeated the marauder by doing the exact opposite, which is just moving backwards and keeping his distance. And the rest are nobody. I don't really care about them. And yeah, man, that's kind of my reaction to UFC Fight Night Whittaker versus de Ridder. I will probably make a fights to make after this type of video. And yeah, man, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.